Hello and welcome. Today we're gonna check out the Misadventure 190. They see me re-rolling, hopefully lovin'. A Misadventure upon ye and your kin. Last time we unearthed a collection of legendary items coming in fangsofasterkarn. Today we would like to talk about another major feature that will help you cater your loot to particular needs. So obviously this is about re-rolling, and this has been spoiled many times already, and for those of you that have played the community leagues before, the Grim Dawn community leagues, you will very much think this is pretty much the same thing as there, just with a much cleaner UI and now officially coming to the game. As always though, everything that you're seeing here today is in active development and subject to change. Nothing is set in stone until it really is. We already talked in depth about Ascendant mode and the breadth of mechanics within it. Through the Ascension Altar, you will be able to not only modify the challenges you face, but also tip the scales of RNG in your favor by weighting all your drops to a desired damage type. Hand in hand with these mechanics will be Affix Rerolling, a new ability coming to the talented inventors across Cairn. Following a questline in the newly unveiled northern lands of Astakarn, the homeland of the Kern, you will have the option of giving your imperfect treasures another chance at monster slaying. Now here we can see like the UI window, right? This is for example Darlet. So after completing the quest in fangsofasterkarn expansion, every inventor across the whole world will gain these abilities. So you see a new UI for like all the different like things that the inventor can do. This is like the old like set transmutation or like taking out components and so on, right? And this fourth tab now here is going to be the Affix Rerolling. And down here we can see this probably marking the prefix, right? Because like the plus is like like before the item, and here is like after the item. So this will reroll your prefix, this will reroll your suffix, this will reroll something else, and this will reroll something else. What those two are exactly, let's find out here in the text. The inventor will gain the ability to reroll all of the affixes on an item individually, including the new Ascendant affix. Non-monster frequents will be able to roll in Ascendant mode. So, I think maybe also via the Ascension Altar, but definitely in Ascension mode, you will sometimes, if lucky even more, drop green items that are not monster frequents that will have kind of like a third affix on top, like the Ascendant affix, making them, you know, much better than they used to be, and hopefully competitive to like blues or purples or like monster frequents as well. You can reroll that one as well here at this inventor now. And of course, well, you can reroll the prefix or the suffix, right? Like if you have like an ideal prefix and the suffix is unusable, you can reroll just the suffix as well, right? So it will keep, like everything that you're not rerolling, it will keep those, right? Like if you have like a insane prefix that you want, an insane maybe Ascendant affix as well, but you would just like to reroll the suffix, you can do that. Doing so will strip the item of any loot bias that it originally rolled with. This means that a fire-themed item will have equal chance of rerolling all of its normally available affixes, or like off-rolling all of its normally available affixes, rather than favoring fire affixes. This is particularly interesting for like monster frequents, right? Because usually when you have like a fire damage monster frequent base, that will usually also drop with a higher percentage with fire affixes, which on the other hand means that like if you wanna not have it with fire damage like bias, it's a lot harder to get. But first of all, with the Ascension Altar, which like, you know, can alter all the tables across all of the items, as well as this feature now, it will be much easier to say get a fire monster frequent with like double cold damage affixes if for some reason you would really want that for your build. It makes like exotic builds a lot more viable now to build at least. So yeah, when rerolling, the quality of the existing affix is taken into consideration as well. If you're rerolling a rare affix, the reroll will also be of rare quality. Okay, so if you have like, you know, a double rare item, it is like more likely to, or like not more likely, it is actually guaranteed to be still a double rare item, like rare prefix and rare suffix. So yeah, I mean, many of those like so-called like triple rare items, like rare base, rare prefix, rare suffix, are more often than not actually still bad, because like even though you got a triple rare item which is insanely rare, they might not be like the affixes that you're actually looking for, and then they're still like worse than a, you know, like rare plus magic affix. And this will help you get to that like desired result more easily. If the affix is magical, you will have a chance to upgrade it to a rare affix in the process as well. This is interesting. Some people might not even maybe like this. I mean, I don't think it's bad, as long as the chance to upgrade to a rare affix is rather low. I think it should be very low, but it existing, I think it's pretty cool. Hopefully this is low enough. It should be very low, because if it's not low enough, it kind of like makes those like triple rare greens not quite as exciting anymore. So this, in my opinion, it's fine to be possible, but it should be like a very, very low chance, in my opinion at least. The reroll system is not just for affixes, it can also be used to reroll an item's seed. So basically the like base stats of an item that it has will be reshuffled when you use the fourth like reshuffling, right? So this is the one for ascended affixes, right? This is prefix, suffix, this is ascended affix, and then the last one here is for the item's seed. This will basically reroll the stats on the item itself, which, well, since purples don't have affixes, you can use this feature also for a purple item. Like this will be the only feature you can use on like purple and blue items, like unique items. But of course also you will be able to use them on like blues or greens, at least I hope so. For the uninitiated, the seed is a value every item generates which determines how each of its attributes is rolled. Yeah, like basically it's the stats of the items. So if you found an item that has everything you could have wanted, but it rolled poorly on conversion or some other critical stat, you can reroll these values separately from its affixes. This mechanic can also be used on your unique, epic, legendary items if you wish to reroll the seed. Okay, just what I basically just said. Each time you reroll an item, its reroll costs will go up proportionally. These costs do have a cap, so you will never reach a point where an item becomes prohibitively expensive to reroll. You can never, in that sense, brick an item. Consequently, rerolling an item will make it untradeable with other players, but it can still be transferred between all of your characters via the stash. This is interesting. So, like, rerolling an item makes it untradeable, and of course, like, you can still trade it with your own characters, but you can't trade it like in multiplayer sessions anymore, which is interesting. On the other hand, also, you can't like infinitely, I mean, you can infinitely reroll, right? Because there is a cap, like it's not gonna become like infinitely expensive, but there is a increasing cost to it, which I also think is the right call to make here. I like it. You may find yourself wondering what the material cost of rerolling is. Iron bits cover the inventor's fees, but the dynamite does not work too well if you want to keep what is left. For rerolling, you will need to gather the Ashes of Awakening. It's like a new component, like a new crafting material basically that you can find. This rare material will commonly be found in the new Ascendant mode, but you will also be able to entice their drops in lower difficulties when you use the Ascension Altar. Incidentally, you may find yourself wanting to gather this new material if you're interested in awakening epic items, but more on that later. So, they're basically saying there's one material only for prefix rerolling, suffix rerolling, ascended affix rerolling, seed rerolling, and epic item awakening. It's all the same material? I'm not sure if I like that too much. I mean, okay, like on one hand, it's a positive because it doesn't clutter up your inventory like too much, like your stash too much. It's only like one resource you have to care about. On the other hand, I feel like these things are like very different in like power level, at least in my opinion. And being able to do all of that with only one resource is gonna be hard for them to balance if they don't like the initial balance of it. But I guess there's still playtesting, right? That's being done right now, and playtesters can leave their feedback there as well. So, but let me guys know Let me know, guys, what you think about the system. Do you think this is better, worse than, for example, the stuff that you've played with in the leagues, in the community leagues? Do you think this is how it should be in an official version of the game? Do you like the new UI, etc.? And yeah, let me also especially know your thoughts about like what you think about like having only one resource for all of this, because I feel like that might be controversial, let's say it like that. Yeah, this is this Misadventure. There's gonna be a next one on April 21st. Maybe there's gonna be some posts on April 1st as well, who knows. Yeah, no release date yet though, no release date yet. So my maybe in May joke that I'm jokingly saying on stream all the time might after all just be a joke after all. Because unless they like, I mean, are they gonna like tell us the date like only 1 month before? Rather unlikely, I think. So maybe in May, Dream might be dead.